I guess it's a sentimental kind of moment for me because when I became chairman 2 years ago, my first official summit or conference I went to was Japan. And obviously Shanghai was last year, and now here we are in Singapore. And so I'm extremely pleased to have seen what I saw the last 3 conferences in terms of what's happening here in Asia. This will be my last official meeting. I have another 3 weeks to go, but effectively after today, Tom Toomey, who you will hear from next, will take over as global chair. Is Raymond Chow here? Ray, are you in the room? No? I wanted to thank him one more time for all of his many, many years of service over here in Asia, helping to get us started. And I've really enjoyed being on the global board with him the last, I guess, 4 years at this point. He's been on it for 7 years. But he's made a huge contribution. And when you see him, please say thank you to him. These summits, obviously they're extremely informative. But I also tell you that for me, they really demonstrate that what ULI does is very universal. And when I look at the reach and the influence that I see occurring here in Asia, I actually take great pride in the fact that I think this is the one organization that across all property types and all professional activities really can have a global imprint. And so it's very affirming for all of us who've been part of this effort the last 15, 20 years to really try to take ULI to a global status to see what's happening. And so I thank all of you for demonstrating it and for being so much a part of it. The concepts that we deal with and the themes we deal with across the platform are really very, very similar. And but the one thing that never changes is that ULI seems to have an amazing ability to convene the best minds and the best thinking and the best innovative thought as to what we need to do to be better at what we're doing. I will tell you that the topics during this summit are very, very stable and very consistent ULI themes. The idea of adaptive reuse, the idea of affordable housing. And I was particularly happy in this conference there was so much talk about the impact of technology. I think it's something that we're all going to spend more time thinking about and talking about in the time ahead. But these are themes that you will run into no matter where you go to a ULI meeting, a district council, in any of the district councils in the U.S. or a national council anywhere in the world. But I guess it's always interesting here, the lens is so different. I mean, I remember at the global conference in Paris a couple of years ago, we were talking about infrastructure, and we had a mixture of people from all around the world, and the Americans were talking about, trying to find government resolve and trying to find funding mechanisms and trying to get through approvals. And our Chinese brethren said, you just go to the government and tell them you need it, and they build it. And that's the kind of comparative thinking that really becomes quite interesting. And I think Singapore has been a dramatic example of public-private partnership working extremely well. And so I thought the minister this morning was extremely impressive. So, I guess the thing that consistent also about ULI, which I'd encourage everybody to take away, is that I have found through the years that it's one of those activities, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And I'm a dramatic example of that, and I know there are at least, a bunch of people in this room who would say the same thing. But we always try to build on ULI's success and make it better. And so one of my focuses was to finally put us into a global footprint, to stop, as Jeremy Newsom used to say, basically being an American hub with a couple outposts, and to really create strong regions with their own governance and with their own focus on their members to deliver value. And I think we made a lot of progress the last couple of years in doing that. When you look at somebody like Dr. Seek leading Asia now, having a strong individual like that with amazing credibility and amazing knowledge and amazing ability to convene people just shows how far we've come. And so I want to thank Dr. Seek for all of his contributions, because he's been, and I think he is in the room, yes, he's right up front, Dr. Seek has been, for me, getting to know Dr. Seek this last year when he took over as chairman has been one of the great benefits for me of the last year of my term as global chairman. Similarly, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Trish Healy for all the work that she's been doing in the Americas to untangle the ball of twine and really get it sorted out so we can truly have a global infrastructure that Patrick can lead. And now Tom will be there as his partner on that. But also John Zahner, who's done a great job in Europe with Lizette, John's back here somewhere, I know, but you just heard from him. John is always a major contributor in all ULI situations. And obviously, I think we owe John Fitzgerald a big thank you for what he's done here this week. And I'm extremely happy, if you saw yesterday's announcement, there's now a announced CEO of the Americas. So Patrick can stop wearing both those hats too. So we're looking forward to Ralph joining us and making a major contribution. Hopefully what we've also accomplished here the last couple of years is trying to bring ULI closer to the members and trying to make ULI more transparent, because we've become so large that it's been very hard for people to access all the parts of ULI. And hopefully through the technology initiatives, content will become much more searchable and much more accessible. Adam Smoliar has been doing a great job in that area. And ultimately, we find the more we can give members an opportunity to figure out how to connect and to contribute, the more they get out of it and the more ULI has an impact. And so hopefully that is something that everybody else is seeing some early signs of. Finally, I'm just so impressed by the fact that, ULI is its members. And when you go around and you see, if we're better in Singapore, it makes us better in San Francisco. And if we're better in San Francisco, it makes us better in Stockholm. It's just the multiplying effect of what we're doing, I think we're just beginning to see the early stages of. But in any event, I stepped down as your chairman with really, really high hopes for ULI's future. I think when I came into office, I referred to ULI as this gangly teenager that realized it had all this new weaponry and could do things in life and it could go out and make things happen, but it was trying to figure out how to get all the limbs coordinated and how to really achieve greatness in an adult world. And I think that we're well on our way. But most importantly, you're getting a major upgrade in your next global chair. And so that'll be one of the most important contributions that I've been part of. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our next global chairman, Tom Toomey.
And let me start with first a thank you to Randy for his guidance and leadership. And if you will. As Randy communicated, and I think it's important to start with, our institution can and will reach its full potential through strong leadership and strong membership engagement and input. The summit's a great example of that. All this week, I've been struck by the members here from so many real estate disciplines, all sharing ideas on how development influences the future of our cities. Your input is what's made this a meaningful program with real, lasting take-home value. The knowledge you've shared with us will make ULI a positive difference in how our industry and our cities grow, not just in Asia, but around the world. Being here with you has enriched what I think of as my ULI journey. I've been a ULI member for 25 years, serving in many different capacities. I'm quite aware of the ULI matrix and how it can influence us. And what I've learned in this is ULI is a great organization for all phases of your professional life. In my mid-30s, being a part of ULI meant an opportunity to find deals, meet people with capital, and make those happen. in my mid-40s, I was more focused on pursuing ideas, interacting with peers, and studying best practices. Now in my 50s, I will tell you not how far, being part of ULI is more about what impact I can have on my company, on the cities we operate in, and those people that I interact with. I fully expect in the years to come, my focus will shift yet again on how I can give back and further extend my legacy. The point is, you get different things out of ULI depending on where you are in your career. But you will always get something out of it. You can always find people in the room and interact with very smart people who are consistent thinking about what's next. Today we learned Star Trek is back, that salads can be meaning more than just something you eat. But more importantly, we can learn what great businesses are doing around the globe to improve their cities and the people in them. Each time the global chairmanship changes, there's always a question. What new direction, new priorities for ULI? My focus is going to be on helping ULI keep improving. I often say a statement, and you'll probably have dinner with me, and we're going to talk about a self-improving model. That's my goal. This is best achieved by allocating resources and support to each of the regions to empower them to effectively serve their members and expand the ULI reach and its engagement. During my term, we'll continue to emphasize ULI delivery of member value and mission. Special attention to three critical areas. The first is technology. We heard it in many panels today, many different speakers. But one example of this that ULI already has in our hands is the Navigator, which was demonstrated this week. It's an online tool to match members to volunteer opportunities. The Navigator is designed to be a global tool. Another example is ULI's new updated website. In the months ahead, it will feature online communication better to connect members to members, but also members to staff. The second is content. ULI's content will be based on member expertise, such as we've heard today. It will be forward-looking, it will apply to members' day-to-day work, and it will highlight what makes good business sense. The report was released this week regarding women in real estate as just one example of the type of content that sets ULI far apart. The third area is advisory services. For 70 years, ULI advisory services programs have helped cities solve complex urban development challenges. For instance, 2016, ULI advised Hong Kong on revising its long-term growth plan. And in 2015, a panel advised Foshan on how to create a vibrant downtown. There are hundreds of examples. And the last time I checked, we've nearly reached 1,000 of panels over our history. We're going to make this program even better by expanding that more members can participate. The more cities can benefit. There are any number of ways to measure ULI's success. You can look at the financials. You can look at the mission advancement. But I define success to the answer of this question. Would you help us expand our community of members? You only bring friends to things that you enjoy, that you learn. Will you help us expand our membership? If the answer is yes, then we're achieving success. Whether you work in Asia Pacific, Europe, or the Americas, or all three regions, real estate's an ever-evolving local puzzle. What ULI brings to real estate? A global knowledge network. You saw it on display many times today. That consist of our members and their unique skills. One of the most important things I can do as global chair is to help members take full advantage of ULI's vast knowledge network. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce not only our host, not only an author, a father, not just only our chairman, but a friend. Dr. Seek has been in the position for 1 year, but has had a profound impact not only on all of this conference, the people in this room, but me personally. And I find him just that, a friend, a ULI friend. And so with that, I'll welcome Dr. Seek to the stage.
Randy, Tom, well, I've been with ULI, I've been involved for 12 years intensely. One of my pleasure is to get to know both of you and make some great friends like both of you. And I also like to thank you for traveling a long way here to join us. And I know, struggling out there sometimes. So we're just sharing that some of the things that they did to us when I had to travel a long way to the other side of the world as well. So, well, thank you very much. We really appreciate your support. And for Tom, I look forward to working with you further. And for Randy, I'm sure you'll still be involved, right?
I'm available by request.
Yes. So we'll keep that. So, well, what a day. Actually, what a great week. And 600 delegates from 20 countries, 90 speakers sharing experience across more than 20 program sessions, 12 study tours showcasing development in Singapore, to be done mostly tomorrow, 2 reports launched, many memorable networking events with a great group of people. Well, thank you to our sponsors, speakers, organizing committees, and staff who have made this event possible and in a great way. Thank you very much. We cover a lot of grounds today, so I won't try to summarize everything. But to bring the day to a close, I will share a few takeaways and which I picked up from the discussions. Minister Wong opened today with the message that competition between cities is global, and that key ingredients for success are world-class infrastructure, openness to new ideas and technologies, and lastly, livability. But Singapore's transformation is not bad. Well, that sounds pretty simple, but of course it's not. But Singapore's transformation is a tangible example for cities around the world that commitment to a clear vision for the future can deliver amazing results. A few themes rang through many of our sessions today. Flexibility, or the ability to adapt, is critical. Developments, investments, and designs must recognize this. Collaboration between government and the private sector is needed to deliver quality infrastructure, housing, and community amenities. Technology and the sharing economy are game changers. And this is not the beginning of the impact on what we do. We all need to factor this into our business models. I'll leave you with a quote from Vivek. We have the ability to build the future we saw in Star Trek, or descend into the chaos of Mad Max. As the industry, let's work together and build for the future. Goodbye for this summit, and we look forward to seeing you in Hong Kong next year.